What's up, OG, triple OG?
What it do?
OG, triple.
Ghetto Talk in the building.
OG.
Today we got some Corey Holcomb, and he's speaking on, these kids having respect for their parents and honoring their parents. And I'm going in on this one, so y'all gonna have to hear me out on this one. But without further ado, let's get to the video.
I watch their lives because it's all being on video. Like, I watch everything on video. I will admit, I spare some people.
Right.
I don't like talking about some people because I know they won't be able to handle the truth.
Right.
But there's a lot of things happening in the world that is like such a result of the chaos the family in America is in. I was finna say black family, but it's not just black family. The American family is in chaos.
You're goddamn right.
Like, the things that the children do. It's something to be said about that, man. Listen, man, these kids do what they see. These kids do what they see. Every once in a while, you get a real little prophecy baby who was born crazy. But most of the time, these kids are living out what they see that is happening in their house, especially in the house, right, and on the internet and in the streets. And I think it's in that order. These kids are living out what they see in the house, the internet, and in the streets, in that order. And I'm saying, like, a lot of these people don't have the courage to admit, like, yo, this is how I'm treated at home. That's why the kids treat me like this. And I'm just saying, when you truly grow up, you will not have people around you that treat you disrespectfully.
Hell no!
I'm bold enough to say this. My daughter called me out the blue. And I was like, yo, what is this about? And I think she's trying to move to California. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. But what about that shit last time I saw you? I mean, I'm not going to act like it didn't happen. Disrespect. You don't disrespect your father. I'm telling all you young people of the world, don't disrespect your father because you think it's trendy to do so. Don't disrespect your father. This world will have you hating your father, but trust me, you are here because your father had the wherewithal to get your mama to bust down. Trust me. That's why you here. Or your father has some money, so your mama busts down. Either way, your father started your life with a conversation way before you got here. So if you don't believe that, every once in a while a woman will initiate things with a man that's just on love. Most of the time when a woman initiates conversation with you, this is my opinion, it's because she wants some money.
Oh, damn.
When girls walk up to me and speak, I'll be like,
oh, well, yes, in your position, yes. I get it.
That's funny.
It's funny. Craig, don't no woman want you, dog. I'm telling you, man.
That's hilarious.
They don't want you. Lil Nail, don't no woman want you.
Oh, wow.
Don't nobody want you, dog.
I'm sorry.
You ain't.
There you go.
He said none of the hoes want him. That's that. They don't want you, dog. Trust me. I'm telling you. Even Nail. Even Abe. Even though Abe had action the other night when I saw Abe was like, "What up, Corey?"
He was like,
yeah, I was proud of you, boy.
Oh, no.
Abe had action. Like, I don't know what the fuck this fool be talking about. Look, boy, I'm out here. Anyway. Now, I'm saying, like, you can't disrespect your father because America basically tells you your father's no good. You can't do that. Look, how about this? Even if your father is no good,
let's just say, right, if that's,
you're not supposed to disrespect your father.
And you know this, man.
When you get old enough, you might not be around your father because if he's a bad guy, he's a bad guy. If he's a scumbag, he's a scumbag.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, you're not supposed to walk up to your father and try him. And I'm talking to everybody who does it.
You gonna learn today.
Including mine, which she tried to avoid the real conversation. You don't disrespect me and expect me to have you up under me. It don't matter if I love you or not. I'm not about to have a disrespectful person at my age, a disrespectful person
No matter what the relationship is. With
up
you,
under
right?
me like that. And the people that are disrespectful, that find their way into my presence, if they really just watch, they'll be like, Corey trying to get the hell away from me. If you watch my actions when I'm around disrespectful people, I am trying to get away from you.
That's real shit.
And you don't cause like a spectacle or anything. See, that's the big thing too. Is that look, if you've got a beef or a problem with somebody, especially that somebody close to you like that and that why would you want to make a spectacle, a public spectacle of it
I
all?
think what you're saying has validity. But what I'm saying is, in America, we're trained to hate our fathers and disrespect our mothers.
There is powerful niggardry
We're
at work
trained to do
here.
this. This is what society has us thinking. I saw my son talking crazy to his mother, and I'm telling you, it almost made me cry. I was like, boy, do you know you here because she didn't listen to me? I told her don't have you. I wanted him to know the magnitude of what he was doing when he shushed off his mama like, I was like, boy, do you know, yeah, boy, you talking crazy to the one person who campaigned for you since day one.
Now, was this at an older age or younger? The only reason I'm saying because
14, 15.
oh, okay. I know my son tried that once with me, and he asked him how that went. That's the thing, see.
Well,
and that was it.
You know when you do your parents wrong, you live in hell on earth for real. Like there is no people who dogged out their parents who's living some hunky-dory life. That's
Right,
just not.
right.
When you dog out your parents, you wanted to. Who could be worse?
You got to take care of it, like right when it happens. You can't linger on it, see, and then say later on,
Yeah.
I didn't do anything, or I didn't do enough. So
You can't dog out your parents, man. Your parents. I mean, like, even if, like I say, it's a lot of people out here. Well, there's some people out here who got dealt a bad hand with a parent.
hello, with one of them anyway. But thank goodness the other one had more power.
You got dealt a
Just with one.
a bad hand with a parent. But I'm saying it's like,
But I had great on the other one.
as you get older, you're supposed to learn to get away from people that don't have your best interests. And on top of that, the number one rule, don't disrespect your parents. Don't listen to this Western civilization. Do not disrespect your father. I don't want to hear nothing about what he did. He took my money. Because we didn't heard this. We didn't seen this happen a lot.
Right, right.
We didn't see it. No, man. If your father has become something that you can't get along with, you are supposed to give him his space so that you don't never step out of bounds and disrespect him. Don't disrespect your father, man. I'm telling you.
And the worst thing about some of those situations like that, when you see them, I like to find out. Are you still accepting anything from them? See, because if you're accepting something from them and you're still man, See what I'm saying? Like I know so many people who are still helping their grown children out.
Right.
And those children are disrespectful to them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're disrespecting the parents, but yet it's like, wait a second. And they'll talk shit about their parents and like, wait a second. You still accepting something from them? Oh, no.
I know
I'd be like,
somebody,
no.
their brother is about 35 years old, right? And he's, what do they call him? See, out in Chicago, we call them jukers and jackers, them dancers that do like this. Anyway, this dude is.
Wait, that's a profession?
Is it
Jokers
crump
and
dancing
jack-
or whatever? Is that what they
Yeah.
call it on the West Coast?
Yeah, crump dance. Jokers and jackers is funny.
That's what we call it in Chicago.
That's a good one,
They be
though.
like, hey man, the jukers and jackers over there. They be over there. They be getting down. They got some moves. Anyway, this dude, he a crump dancer, a juke and jacket. He 35.
yeah.
And when I saw him do some move like this with these young boys, the reason I laugh is because he's disrespectful to his father. Now, his father gave him the world, which is the worst thing you can do with these kids.
Without
You know,
discipline,
my
sure.
son called me all the time and be on that, hey, Dad, cash at me $25 and all that shit. And I be telling him, I be like, man, really, you could get the world from me, but you ain't on shit. So I can't really fuck with you like you want me to fuck with you because you ain't on shit. You kick it for a living. He 22. He kicks it for a living. Right. I'm like, nigga, what you on? What you trying to do out here?
Man.
Nigga, I can't just give you shit and you ain't on shit.
Yeah.
And all these people who, man, let me tell you something. If your child,
That's true.
because you
Jew.
still call them
That's
the
a whole
child.
different thing, though. That's true, Jew.
If they out of high school, them motherfuckers is supposed to be scared to ask you for anything. Now, if they own something, I'll give them the world.
Right.
If you out here trying to do something for yourself, motherfucker, you got an ally. I'm like, what we got to do? Let's make this shit happen.
Right.
But if you just a layup, nigga, motherfucker, get your goof ass. But I'm just saying, man, I just don't want this world to think that you can do what you want to do. And I'm talking about when it comes to your parents, when you get old enough where they not finna try to whoop you no more. They not finna try to fight you. When you grown now and you out here dogging out your parents, making your parents look stupid. And I know a lot of times it come from what you learned at home. I mean, I look my son in the face. I love my son to death, but I tell him, you know why you need to be around me? Because I'm the last motherfucker who finna really put effort into you. And you know, if you fuck me over, we going to war, nigga. We'll be fighting up in here. But I'm willing to do that with you because you mine.
Right.
That's why I would take that on. But
You don't realize
you
that
ain't
yet.
finna talk crazy to me unless you ready to go to war. And I ain't talking about that little war. You need to know. Richard Pryor used to talk about, he said, I was scared of my father. That's the motherfucker I was
That's
scared
yeah.
of.
Me too.
He said, what you a man now, nigga? Bah!
Yeah, me
You
too.
gotta foul them for real. Especially if they're at that age where they think they ready for you.
Yeah.
Man, you ain't ready for me. No, man. I
And-
ain't finna let you disrespect me, and I ain't finna let you disrespect yourself by disrespecting me.
But I still believe that nowadays that this whole social media and things like that have given any problems like that just escalated it. Like it's
Right.
okay, I gotta, they think they have a public, how you say, a side. In other words, like, I'm gonna put myself out there. This is what I think because I see it happening more and more. It's like, why would you do that? You're humiliating yourself as well. So, but I do think that they're taking that shot and that risk to think, oh, I've got public opinion. Maybe I'll get at least half going my way. Because it's like,
Right.
what do you think you're doing? I still don't. I think people are using that as an outlet for everything to feel bad for in relationships, in all that stuff.
Parenting is a lost art.
What I notice about people is
They getting public involved. It's terrible.
them folks that exist. Anytime you set a boundary, or anytime you don't allow somebody to do some shit that they want to do, and they act out like publicly, them is the people that you really gotta watch.
That's right.
A motherfucker will test you, be around you, do some foul, heinous, disrespectful shit that can ruin you. Ain't nothing worse than having an answer to the deeds of somebody and you ain't even got shit to do with the deed. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to really set them boundaries and watch, sometimes it can even be kids, but you got to watch who you kind of let be around you because if you can't say no to a motherfucker or Or if you got to be all in on everything they do, and if you're not, they feel like you against them and they go against you. That's an evil
scary.
motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
Man, my dad, man, my pops, Smitty, I got the greatest pops ever, man. He done fired on me. That nigga done socked me in my jaw. Nigga, we done got into it, you know.
Since you've been grown?
Not since I've been grown. Nah, hell no.
It happened when you was young and adolescent minded.
Yeah.
But now that you're older, you probably can respect that, right? Like
exactly.
why he did it.
But he's the reason why when I know a nigga full of shit, I'm not scared to say that to the motherfucker. I'm not scared to deal with, because some of the worst, most disrespectful, I won't even say secretive, but that ain't the word, but people who always hide their real intent.
It's on the low.
Those people are like that because they're not used to being around motherfuckers that is gonna just let them know the real.
Motherfuckers who gonna hold you accountable.
And when you do start holding them accountable, that's when they try to triangulate your circle, or they try to fuck shit up for you, or ruin your what they call the smear campaign.
Smear campaign.
Because they was really just using you to fill a void, and when you don't allow the motherfuckers to use you to fill a void, they feel a certain way. And they're so much of a coward that instead of talking to you about it, they're going to talk to everybody else about it. And the internet is the biggest version of everybody else.
There you
it
go.
It used to just be, you could just talk to, if we in Boys to Men or Wanye and the deep voice nigga beefing, he going to talk to the other two niggas in the group. But now you can turn on your phone and talk to the whole world.
Talk to the whole, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been there, man.
What? No, Boys to Men, you got Wanye. Unfortunately, the brother with the deep voice passed out.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Then you got the two Men in Black looking motherfuckers.
Yeah. They both look like D. Brown, the basketball player.
Get your pussy ass out.
Like his mom stopped pushing when his head got down
You say
there.
his mama stopped pushing when his head got down.
Right there, and it squished it.
Molded womb head.
Bless his heart.
But look though, but father is not
The other
just
one got the biggest mouth in the history of Satan. Go ahead.
you see inside the back of his throat when he's saying no. But father ain't just the nigga that actually conceives you.
That's true. Yeah.
Like you,
That's sperm donor.
you done fathered a lot of careers. So it ain't just about being the daddy. If a motherfucker has breathed life into you, then you start to disrespect them, that is a reflection of you, what you lack as a man.
As a character.
Because
that's
you
right.
can take my resources, you can come around me and benefit from me. Then if I do something that you don't like, now I'm no good. Ooh. That's because you feel like you should be on the throne.
No, little nigga, you can never be like me.
Facts all day. But I told y'all in the beginning of this video,
I'm going in.
I got to go in on this one. They spoke on a whole lot of real shit. I'm just gonna say it like that. Starting off with our children, they do what they see, saying especially what their parents is doing. I got a little girl, 4-year-old girl, and I always tell my wife, you got to watch what you're doing around her, because she want to be just like you. And she took to it, and she started watching what she do around my daughter or whatnot. These kids is watching this, just like I got 4 sons, and they watching me. They want to be like Pops. You know what I'm saying? So I got to show them a good example. One of my sons, though, he's a proclaimed rapper, studio gangster. You know what I'm saying? He a wannabe. Me and him, we always bumped heads. And it's probably because his mother raised him. Not too long ago, it probably was about 6 months ago, something like that. Sometime in February of this year. He needed somewhere to stay. And, he came to me and I let him stay here, right? So with him staying here, it was rules and regulations. I don't care how old you is. He's like 30 years old now. So at the time he was 29, but he might as well have been 30. But, we was always bumping heads, it's some things that he wanted me to know, some things he didn't want me to know. And, it was like, just like Craig said, as far as, people who hide their real intent. You know what I'm saying? He was always hiding his real intent as far as him being a man and doing what he got to do. He was always on some BS. But telling me, oh, I'm taking care of my business, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But it's like, man, do you really think I'm a fool or something? You know, I can add 2 and 2. You know what I'm saying? It's not that difficult, right? And you know, we that's I said before. We always bumped heads. He always playing the victim, and he had this messed up childhood and stuff like that. And oh, you had the regular childhood everybody else had. You know what makes you special and shit. You know, just like, you know, this last time we got into an argument. Cause I wanted to know, you know, what's your plans or whatnot, because you can't keep staying here just, you know, you ain't got no plans and stuff like that. You know, we got into an argument. I have to remind this dude, look, dude, your mama wanted to get an abortion with you. I saved your fucking life. And you always talking about you saved my life. Facts. Facts. I saved your life, buddy. You know, Corey, he was like, you know, he was trying to get an abortion with his child or whatnot. But on my end, it was the opposite. I saved your life. So at least you can give me that respect. But no, he want to try to hold that over my head, like, oh, you always saying that and all that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, sensitive ass shit that I don't deal with. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't raised up under me, because if he was raised up under me, then, you know, it would be a whole lot more respect coming from him. You know, my other 3 sons, oh, they got respect. They got understanding and everything. You know, he'll go tell everybody, you know, my dad, you know, he ain't this and he ain't that. And where do you think he get it from? He got it from his mother. Oh, your dad ain't this and your dad ain't that. But your dad was always open to taking you from your mother, and me taking care of you. But you didn't like my living situations and whatnot.
Nope.
You didn't like the neighborhood that I stayed in and whatnot. Because the doors was always open. But, just like Corey Holcomb said, they want to try to make the father be the bad guy. But in actuality, it's the mother who's the bad guy. You know, and then she want to try to dump him off when he 19 or 20 and stuff. Oh, your daddy need to teach you how to be a man and all that stuff. It's too late. It's too late. I got a grown-ass man, 20 or 19 years old. You scared of bees and bugs and shit? Oh, no, she done ruined you, right? You know, it's like, man, these kids these days, man, they something else. And the thing he said, as far as about you having respect for your parents, you know, and I hold to this. This comes from the scriptures, the good book. Honor thy father and thy mother. And it's saying that for a reason, just like he said. There's a lot of people out here who don't honor their father and their mother, and their life is a living hell.
And you know this, man.
Their life is a living hell. This is a good video. You know what I'm saying? I've been going through this with my son, you know, basically our whole life. You know, that's why I don't deal with him to this day. You know, he feel like, oh, I'm going to make it, and I'm going to get all this money and all that, and bet not nobody ask me for nothing. I wouldn't ask you for a crumb. For a crumb. The only thing I want from you is some respect. That's it. You can keep your money and, you know what I'm saying, do what you got to do with it or whatnot. Take care of yourself, whatever you got to do. But you going to give me my respect. You know what I'm saying? Or we can go out in the backyard and dig the yard up. That's on everything I love. You know, you ain't too young and I ain't too old to let you know what's really going on. You know, you can get some understand me knots on the top of your head and it can be that. I'll show you what a real one is. Right?
You're gonna learn today.
That's all I got today, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just had to rant a little bit, you know, because this was like right up my alley right here, what they was talking about. And it's also, you know, right up our alley as being, you know, being in the black community or whatnot. You know, we got this all day, every day. Kids disrespecting they parents or whatnot. You know, some showing off to their friends or to the internet and all that stuff. But you ain't doing nothing but screwing yourself by doing that. But hope y'all like the content. This your mans. Y'all subscribe, share, and like.
What's up, OG?
To the
Triple
next
OG?
video.
OG triple
Peace.
triple.
Hello, talk.
OG.